Hello and welcome to this no phone for a week challenge. Why? Except we're not doing, well, I'll explain. So first, the reason we're doing this challenge is because we both want to read more and write more and be less addicted to our phones. I don't know if you can relate to that, YouTube viewer. I mean, you probably can. So the rules for this, we each kind of have different ways we're going to approach it. For me, I'm marketing my book on Instagram and TikTok. So I'm not going to count that because I'm spending time responding to comments, editing in the apps, uploading stuff, and I don't really waste time on those accounts because they stress me out because I now associate them with work. My thing is I don't want to be on my personal social media accounts, which is mainly YouTube and Reddit, on my phone, at all. Sometimes I watch YouTube on the TV and I think that's fine, but I want to not watch any YouTube shorts or YouTube on my phone or get on Reddit, and just no brain dead wasting time on the phone.
Yeah. I do not necessarily feel stressed out by it, so I am unfortunately unfettered in my phone usage and will stay on it and justify it forever, even on non-personal accounts where it's more geared toward trying to be inspired for other things. It really just turns into scroll. So yeah, I'm just hoping for, in general, putting more time toward things that are going to be more enriching or more productive for my free time. So I have kind of more recently implemented a couple of different rules that have helped me be generally less on my phone. But for this specifically, I'm going to try 1 week of each day trying to spend no more than 1 hour on my phone total. Some phone usage is a little necessary for the day-to-day, but I'm going to try to keep should be able to keep all that in under an hour without, getting too far into, being on apps or things like that. So, yeah.
Okay.
All right, Kaylee. So should we go ahead and get started?
I think we should.
All right. All right. How did that go?
Well, it went, I guess. We're back from our 1 week phone use reduction challenge. And we have a confession, it's been more than a week.
Mm-hmm. We tried twice. We failed twice.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I guess we can kind of clarify. I know we talked about what our goals were, but how did we kind of approach it in actuality? So you want to explain, did you do anything to try to help yourself meet your goals?
Yeah, I wanted to replace it with reading. So in the moments when I would go for my phone, I wanted to pick up a book or open my Kindle app instead. Mm-hmm. And I kind of did that, and that helped when I did, but there were a lot of times where I just didn't. I feel I didn't make it structured enough. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But yeah, that was kind of, I was I want to go to reading instead of phone, was how I was thinking about it.
Gotcha. I think really the only thing I actually did differently was I have a widget that tells me my screen time so far each day, and it kind of has a breakdown of the top few things. I don't know if that's common. I don't know. I might be explaining that and it's I don't know.
Yeah.
But so I just tried to pay more attention to that. What was unhelpful is that while I was driving, it was logging maps as usage. And so it was really easy for me to look at that number and be okay, let's subtract this amount of time because that wasn't real. But then I kind of just started borrowing from it on so many things. I was well, the messages doesn't really count. The maps don't count, all this stuff, to where I was just now we've just gone over. So yeah, I don't think I really did anything that was promoting better habits. It was really just kind of, because I think it was kind of the same thing as I was I would rather just replace when I'm trying to be entertained by it or whatever with either reading or writing or doing something. But it was just kind of too easy to be well, since I know that I don't get to use it very much, let me just use it for 5 minutes or whatever. But then that always adds up, or you just kind of get stuck. So
yeah, you're I'm just going to look at it real quick, and then you're stuck. Yeah.
So Yeah. So as far as methodology, we didn't really have any.
Yeah, I think it's part of why we failed really bad the first time. Because the first time we did it, I think we got to the end of the week and we were like, we didn't change at all. And we had other stuff going on.
Yes, that's true.
Which definitely affected it. But then even the second time, it didn't go. I think for me, the second time was better. But it was still not what I still didn't stick to it every day.
Right. Yeah. I definitely think I did better the second week as well, but I still never met the specific goal I had set, which also I think that might have been a little too ambitious because I said like including miscellaneous necessary usage, only wanted to spend an hour per day. And I think I needed more time than that because I ended up, just because of what was happening throughout the week, I was like, oh, I did actually need it for communication more. But yeah. So I think it was just, I don't know, lessons learned as far as that goes is like actually like trying to reframe some like other habits, I guess, that support it and also setting better goals.
Yeah, I found my goal, because I was like, my goal was mostly just, I don't want to waste time on Reddit and YouTube Shorts were my two main ones. And I ended up because what I think I said in our video to start this, that I wasn't worried about my writer social media accounts because the fact that I post on those makes them less fun and more stressful. Well, when I took away the other accounts, I just used the writer accounts. And I was like, oh, I thought that because I don't normally doom scroll on those accounts because I have notifications and stuff from people leaving comments or whatever. But yeah, with no other place to doom scroll, I ended up doom scrolling there. And I was like, wow, okay, I'm just addicted to doom scrolling. And that's not good.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yep. So we talked a little bit about our thoughts about how it went, but were there any other lessons you kind of learned from this experience?
Yeah, I think, I don't know, it was kind of humbling, I guess, because I really was like, oh, this has really just become a crutch and like an emotional crutch of like, like when I'm tired or stressed or I don't know what to do next, I just pull out my phone and like look at moving images until the thoughts and feelings go away. And I'm like, that's not healthy at all. So I really am like, okay, to get to the root, to like fix that. I don't know if like, it definitely made me be like, okay, I need to do something to like actually fix this in my life. But I don't know what that thing should be. Like definitely just like a screen time tracker or app or something like that is not going to cut it. I have to get to the root of it's okay to be like alone with the thoughts and the feelings instead of just going straight into the phone.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, no, being alone with your thoughts is like, oh no, sometimes,
like,
which is not awesome, but it's true.
Like I'm not someone who's always listening, like my husband's always listening to audiobooks and I'll like get ready for bed without listening to an audiobook or like go for a walk in silence. But the rest of the time, I'm like,
Yeah. I think I definitely. So I think one thing that made it more difficult is that the book I was trying to replace it with was one I was having trouble getting into.
That happened to me as well.
Yeah, and so it was really easy to just be like, well, let me just prepare for this by having a little 5 minutes of nonsense on my phone, I guess, on Instagram or whatever. But I think the reason maybe that it was hard to get into the book is because we're so used to like kind of like instant gratification. It was an older book. It moved at a slower pace, and it wasn't like one of those that it was badly written. Like once I got to the end of it, or like once I started reading it more, I really got into it, and I was like, okay, no, I'm glad I read this. But I think it was also just kind of like interesting to see how it does kind of, you know, when you spend so much time with things that are like so short. I think we all kind of have been seeing this. Like people have said this about social media. It's like it does kind of train your brain to be like, no, I want quick information. But also like noticing the stress or whatever. I think, I think just thinking about the things that were going on the 2 weeks that we tried it, I was stressed and like was thinking like, okay, I have so many things to take care of. And it was a lot easier to just be like, well, this is something other than thinking about those things. But I know a lot of people talk about like using books or writing for escapism. And sometimes I really struggle with that, like really getting immersed in it enough to feel like, no, this is actually helping me not think about the things that are stressing me out or that are negative. And so, but also like being on social media, that just makes you think about other negative things. Sometimes they're just not your personal negative things. And so it's like, it's just, I don't know. It's not actually anywhere near as helpful as it feels in the moment. Like it's not really doing anything useful. I mean, sometimes it is good to like, you do get information about things that are happening in the world, but also social media isn't always the best place to get that information anyway. So,
that's true. Yeah. Because you see someone be like, oh my gosh, I'm so mad about this thing. You're like, what? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think when I was a kid, I was way better at I did use books as like a method of escapism. And I was actually thinking the other day, because I was like, man, I really am kind of like actually addicted to like content on my phone.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe as a kid, how much I read was like the early stages of content addiction, because I definitely also like I would read all day, every day. And like, you know how you watch too much TV and you're like, oh, sometimes I would finish reading and feel like that because I had just read so much, like I'd read for like 8 hours straight. And I was like, but I would rather be addicted to that than to my phone.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like all of it in moderation, but also I do think there are real differences in the effects it has on you, either emotionally and mentally, like ways you kind of perceive the information. But also I know there've been like studies and some evidence, and I don't think all of it, or I don't think there's a ton that's like super conclusive, like sure known effects of like using your phone or like scrolling. I don't know. Like it all seems a little new. I don't know how much of it is like firm, known, but like, but yeah, I don't think that you see the negative effects that they're kind of pointing to right now, saying like, okay, these are negative effects of like this much media consumption from those areas. Like you don't see those with reading necessarily.
That's true.
I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a brain scientist, but I'm just like, I just don't think it's the same.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I guess we'll also mention I don't know, it's kind of hard to like talk about this without just talking about the general things that are like tempting about social media or whatever, that it's just like with the kind of like fear of like missing out on what people are doing.
Yeah.
But it's also just, we're in a moment where we have more access to people's lives and each other's lives than we had before. And that's not always as healthy. Like the ratio, I guess, of how fun it is to know what your friends are doing versus how healthy it is to know what your friends are doing. Like that relationship is not always what we would like it to be, I guess. And so, yeah, doing other things where it's not things that can like create, I don't know, jealousy or just like just knowing too much about the people around you without like necessarily having relationships that actually warrant that level of knowledge.
Yeah, sometimes you go on Facebook and you see things, or I guess Instagram too, but you see things from people that you kind of know that are like really, really that like before social media, you wouldn't know that about them unless you like actually had made a good relationship.
Which some of that is helpful. Yeah. But we get a lot of it. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess our minds and emotions just weren't built to handle all of that, probably.
Yeah. But in a book, especially a fiction book, it's like a lot of that is, I think we've talked about how that's kind of useful before of, it's not really real, but you can kind of have these thought exercises and it like it does expand your perspective to read about characters who are not like you, but then, but it's also a little bit more useful to kind of see a situation play out in the scenarios that are created by a book than is like on social media. It's like you're not really getting the full context the way you do in a book, and you can actually like form when it's like small stuff, like just like personal events, not like big world things. Like yes, you should care about those, but an event happening in someone's life, versus in a book where it's like it's a narrative and
Yeah, there's more context and closure. Yeah, I feel like I don't get FOMO from social media, which is also why I feel like, no, this is like a chemical like addiction. I'm like I yeah, I have my family is like slightly prone to like more behavioral addictions, to be somewhat vague. And I'm like, yeah, it definitely gives you the dopamine scroll and like all that, like, yeah, is definitely addicting. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to like get over that, but I need to, because it's not good.
So that's kind of what we learned from it. What are we going to do moving forward?
What are we going to do moving forward? That's a great question, Erin. What will we do?
How will we fix it? Can we fix it?
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I don't know what my specific... because I've read Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport. A couple... I read it a while ago. And he's like, his recommendation is quit cold turkey. Yeah. He's like, don't just say, I'm not going to go on these apps or I'm not going to do this. He's like, get off your phone completely, or like, and like it's very extreme. He's like, for like minimum of 30 days. Yeah. And then like slowly reintroduce different things like one at a time. And I don't know if I can do that, because like I need to be able to message people, and like maybe I don't need it, but I feel like I want to be able to respond to family and stuff.
Yeah. This video is not sponsored by Brick, but have you heard of those?
I have heard of those.
I'm really interested in something like that, because I've used like app blockers and I always get around them. Like always find a way to be like, nope, I can, well, not tricking it. I'm not.
But you can always be like, let me take a break. And let me take another break. Or like, let me turn it off today.
Or if it gives you the option to like say like, pause blocking. And I'm like, all the time.
Yeah, because some of them,
pause.
Some of them you can't, but you have to pay. Yeah. It's like a monthly fee.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's like things like that are not always helpful. But the break thing sounds like it's a lot more like, you know, you have to, it's just a little bit more, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. It just seems more effective. I don't know. A couple of things I had done for like Instagram or whatever. I have my like personal Instagram, and then I have like a creative stuff Instagram. And so I had logged out of my personal one, so I wasn't so much worried about like friends posting or whatever. And then I also had my phone on grayscale mode, which that made for some funny interactions. I texted you, there were some other things where I told people like I reacted to something, but because I couldn't see what color it was, I had completely misinterpreted like the image. Anyway, beside the point. So there's some drawbacks to that, but or not drawbacks to that, but just, you know, that has more effects than I anticipated. But those things are kind of helpful, at least for the dopamine part. Like it does seem like it is less satisfying. Like it was really shocking to me, like how different it felt to be on Instagram. Like it almost made me like frustrated a little bit, because it was just like, I don't like know what's happening, but also it wasn't like as satisfying, that kind of like itch as it was before. I don't know.
No, so that makes sense.
Yeah, probably like use those things and just use them more diligently, or those methods. But as far as moving forward, I don't know. I think it was really shocking how difficult it was, and it was really disappointing. Yeah. So I think there's also an element of shame and desire to do better that is a little bit helpful. I did notice that it's like, even after we did our retry the second week, every week I was kind of like, but what if I tried it again this week? And so like, that's kind of helpful to just be like, I'm still like trying to monitor it, but it still isn't like it isn't like blanket effective, I guess.
Yeah. I think I need, because I want to try again, and instead, but not for a week, find something that works for forever.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I should like there's things I've thought of, like I could schedule time to be on my phone and be like from 7 to 7:30, and then from like in the evening from like 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. or something, like scheduled time. And that might be a thing to try. I really do feel like I need to just like get over the like need. Like I'm almost like any external thing is not going to fix the internal like desire to like erase stress with this. And I've thought about getting more into journaling. I don't know if that, because I've done that before and it's kind of good. And I'm like, that might be a good thing to replace. And I've seen all these videos that are like, replace your phone with a pocket notebook. Yes. And I'm like, I can see how that would be helpful.
Yeah, it cracks me up how much content I see on Instagram that it's like ways to spend less time on your phone. And I love all those things. I'm like, yes, give me the ideas, but then I'm still on my phone to find this. I don't know. It just feels really ironic and not as helpful.
I saw a really good video by Eddie Burback. I think is his name. He's like a funny YouTube channel, and like he did one video where he ate at every rainforest cafe in the country. So that's the kind of content he makes. But he also made a
rainforest cafe.
Well, he did not.
I haven't been there since I was like 6. I don't know.
Yeah, I like it too. But anyway, he made a video where he locked up his phone for a month, and he bought like a landline, and like he had his phone literally locked in a safe for an entire month, and he was like, wow, my life was so much better. And I watched the video and I was like, this is so inspiring and motivating. And then I immediately went and looked up more videos about people quitting their phone instead of quitting my phone. And I feel like I just need to quit my phone.
Yeah. You made a good point though about like wanting to talk to family and also about needing to use it for professional reasons.
Yes.
And it's just like, because there is that pressure, I think, especially like trying to build audiences for things, finding, just trying to find other resources and tools to like do your creative things or see what other people are doing. There is so much pressure and almost it feels like a necessity to be online all the time and always see what's going on and keep, your what is it, like the pulse of like what's happening. I don't know. Yeah. So it's
keep your finger on the pulse.
That's right. Yeah. And so it's like, it's difficult to go cold turkey for personal reasons and for that. It really just feels like a losing battle.
It does.
But surely it's not.
Surely it's not.
we have to have some positivity in here.
Yeah.
But
maybe I don't know. Not do another challenge, but maybe we'll
we can come back in like a year.
Yeah, maybe we'll find a better way to live life so that we don't struggle with these things.
Yeah,
as much. I don't know. Yeah, but it really is like everything is orchestrated for us to be on it. Billions of dollars are spent to get us to be on our phones as much as possible.
That is true. Yeah. My only positive thing is I did finish a book that I probably wouldn't have otherwise finished at the time I did.
Yeah.
But also it had taken me too long to read it anyway.
I didn't finish the book I was reading because I was reading it and I really didn't like it. But I was like, I'm going to finish this book. And I ended up not finishing it. But I think, there's also this is another thing I've been thinking about a little bit is like there's so many books that I feel like I need to read or I want to read because I see them as like they're on social media or like they're part of like the canon, like loose, like, oh, all the people are talking about these books. Everyone's read Brandon Sanderson. Everyone's read Game of Thrones. Everyone's read all these things. And I like all those things, but sometimes I pick one up that I'm like, I feel like I should read this. Yeah. And then I don't like it. Yeah. 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 And I think what you said, it's good to power through sometimes, and sometimes it's not. And I think maybe for what I was doing, like trying to build the muscle more and use it as like a way to avoid my phone, I think I should have picked something that was more fun. Yeah. Yeah. We could also probably get into that whole concept of like social media also kind of narrowing the scope of books that are known about, but also like even thinking back to like the olden days pre-phone, it's like
there are always going to be things that are more popular than other things. And that's
Yes,
probably
for
an
sure.
entirely different video.
It probably is. Yeah, true.
But
it's an interesting thing to think about.
yeah, but yeah, I think it's also just like with things like this, it's like a week is not a ton of time to build
It's
a
not.
habit,
No, we should have
especially
done
like
longer, probably.
with things like books that aren't necessarily like maybe that's not the book for you, that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been a lot of doom and gloom.
Yeah, not good. But you know what? Yeah, like you said,
Positive.
The positive side is that we can do this again.
We can.
We've now learned how far we have to go.
We're aware of our faults.
Yes, which means we can start down the path of correcting them.
That's right.
And we won't give up.
We can be better.
We can be better.
Yeah.
If you have any advice on breaking a phone addiction,
If you know the secret.
let us know. If you've used the brick thing, also let us know. Let us know if that's worth the investment.
Yeah.
Or if you're brick and you want to sponsor.
I was thinking it. Yeah.
Help us out.
Yeah. So, yeah, leave that advice down below. Share your experiences.
Perhaps commiserate with
that's
our
right.
shame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And good luck to all of you in being better.
Yeah, be better than us. Yeah. All right.
All right. Bye.